Hey guys, welcome to an Ulta video. I'm very excited to share the stuff I have. I did this was free, so that's kind of exciting because there was a week in July where you could do 20% off, and it was being offered through like micro influencers. So if you follow Beauty Deals BFF on Instagram, she was posting these codes every day. There's maybe one or two, and we finally had like 20% off codes for like a full week. So each day there was a different one. Anyway, I put in 2 orders. So I had saved up maybe over $400 in the rewards points. So this is the first part of the haul. We'll have another one later and we'll get into that. So it is raining, so if you hear it, maybe it'll be soothing for you the way it is soothing for me. And I was noticing the past couple videos, as I've kind of shifted my filming a little further away from the window. The window is great because it gives really even light, but it also washes me out a bit, and I feel like you can't see everything as well. Here, the window is more so facing my right side, so my right side is always gonna look a little lighter and brighter. So my brow will look lighter, and then this side there isn't. So that's that. It's not that I just filled in a brow lighter. Okay, so there are so many bronzer contour sticks that have been released, and I'm loving it. I haven't picked up any of the ones from like Sephora yet because I'm waiting for the sale, but I have. Look at all these swatches. These are all bronzer contour sticks. Okay, so let's start with Persona. She released 2. There's a Sahara and a Dune. So this one is Sahara and this one is Dune. One is more of a bronzer and one is more of a contour. So for this one, I think is extremely beautiful. I'm gonna show you 2 from Kiko that are kind of similar. Similar in how they perform, but dissimilar in their shade range. Persona tends to come out with a very edited, curated collection of products. She doesn't release a lot of stuff all at once. She kind of sees what's trending, what kind of goes with what she's into. So these are awesome. I don't know if she's going to expand the shade range. That would be really cool, but I feel like the tones here are fairly flattering unless you're super deep. Next are 2 from Kiko. I love Kiko. I feel like more people need to talk about Kiko. Everything they have is so awesome, but people are just kind of like, oh, maybe I don't know the brands, they don't pick it up. I love that it's at Ulta. Anyway, this is their Sculpting Touch Creamy Stick Contour. There's the shades 200 and 201. So this one is 200 and this one is 201. So 200 is more of a bronzer shade and 201 is more of a contour shade. These are lovely. I think they're easily under $20. Are they like 14 or something? But formula is so nice. You can use these as a base or as your actual bronzer and contour, just blend it out. The next 2 are products from e.l.f. It's their putty bronzer. It was a little difficult to pick out shades. I watched a lot of videos and looked at a lot of swatches before choosing these 2. In the past couple of years, maybe even longer than that, I think you guys might have picked up on that I do not choose shades of bronzer based off of, say, the recommendations of the brand. Like, this is for light skin, this is for light medium, this is for cool tones, this is like, I go for the undertone that I want on my skin. So I have 2 shades here. This one over here is Honey Dip and this one is Bronzed Belle. One is a little lighter and the other one's a little deeper. This formula, being the putty formula, is very glidey and dimethicone. So if you have texture, this will glide across your texture and kind of fill in your texture really nicely. It'll look really pretty on your skin. So if you want a slightly smoothing, blurring situation, but also some sculpting, these are really great. However, they do blend out very easily and very quickly. So I personally, even with normal dry skin, I think this is your bronzer base. This is not going to be great just for your bronzer. I think even with dry skin, I still don't know that it's going to last you all day if you don't put a powder on top of it, or even if you don't set it with, say, something translucent. The last bronzer type product I have to share with you is the NARS matte bronzer in the shade Samoa. And I don't know when I figured this out. It had to be fairly recently, but NARS, there's their normal bronzers in a matte form and in their original formula, and this is from the matte line, and it's a very red undertone, rich color. I do have it on the skin today. So on my face, I have the Kiko contour and bronzer blended in, and then I have the NARS on top of it. So these two are from Persona. Like I said, I feel like this could really work for a lot of different skin tones. Being that it's buildable and being that the pigment is really there, you can blend it out more, you can blend it out less, depending on what you're into. It's also quite creamy. The Kiko, also pretty creamy, but feels a little bit less cream and more of a dimethicone. But again, the tones are really nice. It's super blendable. They're all super blendable. I think on these two, the pigment sticks really well where you could wear it alone. The two up here are the e.l.f. So you can see they're lighter. They blend out, even like upon first swatch, they blend out very smoothly, very easily. But because of that, I feel they don't last on the skin as well as these two. So this is a base, and then this is the NARS Soft, I want to say Soft Matte, the NARS Matte Bronzer in Samoa. So next, let's dive into some nail polish things. This Seche Vive, this is the second bottle. I'm using this currently with my nail polish. Remember when back in the day in YouTube, Seche Vite was the big deal? Now, this is amazing. So it says Instant Gel Effect Top Coat. So many top coats say that, but this one actually looks so good. And you can tell because it looks good, but it also smells like, you know, you will have car finish on your nails. So I have it on here. I can't remember what polish I have on. If I remember to link it below or list it, I'll do that. But I think, oh, it's an old Pacifica. I don't know if they have redone the shade, redone this specific shade. They've redone all their nail polishes in different bottles, and some of the names are different, so we'll talk about that. I picked up a polish in like another haul, but this, so good. Your nails look so beautiful. I don't know that it keeps your nail polish on longer. I haven't found that like it's increased the wear time of how long my nails look good, but it definitely makes them look good while it's on. I picked up this Essie polish. It's in the shade High Voltage Vinyl. I actually thought about picking up another one, but then I was like, no, don't do that. It'll show up at TJ Maxx and I can get it for half price. I mean, yes, we did get this one for free, but I had this on in a video, probably a couple videos. Love it. Beautiful. I also picked up this Essie polish in Win Me Over. It's also a green. It's kind of a mid-tone pastel, which I don't really like pastels, but I love green, so I haven't used this yet. And then as I was pulling it out of my bag, I realized I have this Essie polish in the shade Precious Cargo Go. It looks kind of similar. This one is a little more muted. So that makes me think, I'm like, do I really want to keep this one? Like, I have this one. I don't know. We'll have to see. I always, when I need to round out an order, I always try to see if I can get like my mascara. So this is the Maybelline Waterproof Colossal Cat Eyes. Always have this. This is in every empties video. I use this every day. This I haven't tried either. This is the Kiss Overnighter. So if you're familiar with their Falscara line, so I have that. It's like where you put the lashes underneath your lashes, and I tried out their kit. I've done Lashify. I just feel like I haven't found something that I like enough to actually engage and consistently use over the course of a week. But this is something where, okay, so if you're familiar with the under the lashes, you apply like a full coat of a glue, almost like mascara, onto your lashes, right? And then you apply the false lashes underneath, then you seal it. So this is like almost a third step. After you seal it, you can apply this right at the lash line, and it holds everything in even longer. So I'm trying to see if I can use this and like doing the under lashes, and then if not, maybe apply it under like a normal lash and see under or over a normal lash situation and see if we like it that way. I'm still like unfamiliar with exactly how this product works. Okay, so this was an exciting purchase. It's the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. I've been seeing this all over. I picked up the shade 01. It does have this sponge tip applicator, which I don't know, I don't really use. Now, you could use this as like a skin tint, like a glowy skin tint. And it does have more coverage than the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, which is what it's being compared to constantly. So these are both in the shade light, and I'll give you guys swatches. I do have this on today. It is down my nose, it's on the heights of my cheekbones. I even put it on under my makeup. So because of the way these are applied, this with the sponge and this with a brush, you will get a different look when you swatch. So you can very clearly see the Charlotte Tilbury. That's in the shade light. And then this is the Maybelline. The Maybelline is a thinner, softer look. And then the Charlotte Tilbury is a little more in your face. So here's the thing. This is a little more opaque, but it blends into your skin so much more, whereas the Maybelline one remains a little more shimmery and also has blurring factors. I don't tend to apply highlighter on every day, but I always like putting something down my nose. And when I noticed when I put it down my nose, the Maybelline one, I instantly felt like this whole area was perfected and looked a little more blurred and filtered, and I really like that. So they both kind of serve their own purpose here. Okay, lastly, let's talk about some e.l.f. brushes. I've already shared this with you in my July favorites. It's the Putty Primer Applicator Brush. This is so good. I already picked this up in my second Ulta haul, like another one, for blending out cream contour or cream bronzer. I've been just using the sticks that I've been showing you. I'll apply the darker contour shade lower and I'll apply the bronzer shade above it, and I'll just like press in the contour and then blend the bronzer and the contour together. It looks so divine. It looks so good. This blends everything out so beautifully. I've also used it for foundation. This is a $6 brush that does two things really, really well. Highly recommend. I also picked up the e.l.f. version of the IT Cosmetics brush. So I love the IT Cosmetics brush, the dual-ended face brush, like for foundation and concealer. I also love the IT Cosmetics version with Ulta version of this brush. Both are excellent. I mean, this I think is probably the best one. This one performs pretty well. Like this one I think looks really good for bronzer contour, whereas this one does everything really perfectly. So the e.l.f. one is much more splayed. There's a lot less bristles, and it's also shaped a little wider and fluffier. And I would say that their concealer version is a little more similar to the IT Cosmetics Ulta one, but I think I prefer this one because the IT Cosmetics Ulta one is so flat cut that I kind of don't like that part of it, whereas this one, it's kind of fluffy, kind of round. It's just kind of a nice in-between. I use this to apply my complexion product today. I use the CeraVe tinted sunscreen along with the Makeup Forever, a little bit of the Makeup Forever. So this one, I think because it's less dense, you can just kind of, you know, drag your foundation down and then kind of like blend it in. I think that if you're going to use a higher coverage foundation or a cream foundation, this might be a little more difficult because it's not as dense. This is made for something that is a little more liquidy, not necessarily super creamy or even dense. And then this, again, works fine. The bottom concealer portion of it blends out concealer really beautifully. Like, I didn't really use it under my eyes. I think, again, I would need to use like a more liquidy concealer. I think this one doesn't perform as well because everything is just less dense. It does feel a little more lightweight, but I think if you are on a budget, this would easily do you really well. I mean, I really like it. I used it, again, like the tinted sunscreen from CeraVe is very liquidy and soft, so this was a really beautiful and easy brush to use with it. The last brush I picked up is the Putty Blush brush from e.l.f. I haven't used this yet. It is just kind of like, you know, not very dense, and I think it would probably look really pretty with like their blushes, their putty blushes, or even any kind of cream blush. I don't have one to share with you, but this is just the one thing I'm not going to be able to review for you out of the brushes. We also got a free gift, so I figured we'd go through it. The Beauty Blender Redo, I have this already, and it's really good. I really like their spray. Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream Sample, this is good. I would use this as like an everyday moisturizer. I have like the full size. Pureology Hydrate line. We have the shampoo and the conditioner, dry color treated hair, no sulfates, 100% vegan. I will try this. I actually got like a sample of the It's a 10 keratin mask, and I purchased the large bottle, which is kind of painful because it was not cheap. I had $10 off, but like, I don't know. Samples sometimes, they will really get you to buy something. There's the, I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it Based? It's the body lotion in mint. I'm really excited because I've been seeing this on Ulta a lot. Oh my God, that smells so good. And I was almost tempted to try their lotions and their body wash, but I was just like, I have so much body wash. I keep buying those like Korean ones. I'm like, no more body wash, but excited to try this. Anyway, that is my free Ulta haul that I wanted to share with you. Let me know which contour bronzer sticks you were super into. I have on my list to try out the new Jouer one, the Makeup by Mario one. Who else? I'm waiting for the Sephora sale, like I said. So those are the two I'm gonna pick up. I'm trying to think of which other ones. Oh, the Anastasia cream bronzer, getting really good reviews. And then that brand, is it Saie? S-A-I-E. They have their own. I also wanna try that one. It is so bad because I love bronzers so much and I just like want to try them all. And so many of them are so good. Just to circle back, if you're kind of in between and you're not really sure what you want, I would recommend the Kiko ones to you because the formula is somewhere between a cream and somewhere between something that is more dimethicone-y. The e.l.f. ones are for people who like to top their bronzers. They like having a base. So it's great for that, but I would not recommend it for you to use that as just your bronzer. And then the Persona ones are just like, they're more luxe feeling. I really like them. And they're not super expensive, I think. So I think all of those options, it really just depends. And then e.l.f., obviously, so many good finds for under 10 bucks. Like, you can't beat some of these products. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one.